Hey guys, we'll get started in just a couple minutes here. AR, why don't you say a few words?
I'm totally not looking up a sitcom script to come up with my opener here.
Oh, I've already picked the episode title.
I'm sure you have. It is, and I know it is not a monkey reference because,
No,
especially after
Damn
the
it's
conversation we just had.
it.
yeah. See, the title this time will be one that, in my heart of hearts, I know that neither of you will understand it, but I'm at least 99% sure AR will get the point, even if not. Dev may or may not. I've sent the title over right now.
I think you really underestimate my knowledge of King Gainer. I have never heard of King Gainer until you brought it up.
Oh no, I'm saying you won't get what the title is, but you will most likely get what I'm doing if nothing else.
Oh, I
I
get
get
what
the
you're
vibe.
doing. Yeah, no, I immediately understood that I assume it's a King Gainer reference
Yes,
because I
exactly.
assume we're going to get
Exactly.
a ton of King Gainer references in
Oh,
this
the you,
discussion.
you should I have never seen on the Digimon tag from Japan so many random King Gainer
Oh, people,
images
yeah,
going by.
it's like people got it immediately.
Yes, the instant
There
that
was no question.
yes. Okay, you guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Good enough. Ah!
Oh, hold on, one more.
Dev, have you been attacked again?
Yes! Yes! The cat is in my room
Oh, it's the
and
cat
You
this
know, you
time.
know, I feel
yes,
I feel bad because one day Dev is going to scream when something actually happens, and we're just gonna be like, "Was the cat?"
Yeah,
well she ow went after the headphone cord and my hand was in the way, so she is a sharp baby.
Yeah.
as your house is burning down, we're just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the
Yep.
dogs.
Okay, you guys ready?
Ow.
Welcome to the podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a little bit while talking because I'm very tired and I run with the will and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver, ready to return to the funnest, wettest, most splish splashy place in the world.
I'm DevQ and I just have sleepy bitch disease.
And you just got attacked by a cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
How
is a normal occurrence,
I would
but
say how has everyone's week been, but when Dev's attacked literally 10 seconds before I started the intro, which is why I lost my train of thought in it, I already knew what was happening.
I appreciate the laugh. That was more than I expected.
Yeah. Dev,
Did you get the reference at least?
I like honestly, I heard what you said and it made me laugh, but I was still processing like Dev like getting stabbed 5 seconds before we started to where I lost my own train of thought that I didn't fully process the reference itself, although I knew what
Okay.
you were saying, if that makes sense.
Okay. I might have to link it because it's one of the best
Yeah.
skits in sitcom history.
Yeah.
But
okay, she didn't draw blood this time.
Yeah.
yay!
Yeah, literally right before I started the intro, Dev gets slashed by the cat. And I'm sitting there thinking, I hope Dev's okay as I'm trying in my head to run through it. And then I lost track right as I was thinking of like where my own intro begins.
Okay. Anyway, I worked a Scholastic Book Fair today, so I'm ready to get moving.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's both good and stressful.
But yes, a lot of
But those are
fun.
like the best parts of actually being in school, going
Yes.
to
It was
book
very
fair.
successful. We had a lot of fun doing it. I'm ready to die.
Oh, I can imagine how stressful and tiring that is.
Yeah.
And then we have
Especially Teardown.
oh no. And then we have episode 60, Water Ghost. They really need to think up more themes for episodes.
Yeah, at least better
Good of them
titles.
to bust out the old chestnut on
Like
number
like
60.
like here's the thing. I think we're all pretty happy with the episode in general. But it's
Yeah,
kind of
episode's
but it's
totally fine.
it's kind of sad that like we finally get like a it's hard to argue the episode is anything but good overall, but it's like, oh, and it's the water thing, which we had like 3 or 4 episodes ago, and then before that, and Like,
Before that,
wasn't it only 3 or 4 weeks ago that they were like drowning and shit?
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that. This episode succeeds despite its
Also,
premise.
can we all just like we've commented on it before. I don't think AR notices it. I think me and Dev do when they broke the subtitle positions.
No, I don't pay attention to that.
They were broken again, at least at the beginning. I lost track by partway through. And we begin with what every Digimon episode begins with, of course, is a rave.
I was gonna say water.
And someone stumbling around
It's
drunk.
like somebody's
someone getting
drowning
sloshed
again.
Yeah.
and then causing
Yeah,
sloshes.
the random drunk
Yeah.
is not something we see in Digimon all the time.
Yeah. And we get
It's only we've seen that like twice in franchise history.
we get digital data moving around, and then water data's poured on her head. Then they're like, we just get the voice saying, cough it out, cough it out. And then she does, and then you notice, oh, it's also her eyes. And then
Just goes with it now.
Yeah.
Like we're just like,
my
yep,
f- my
yep,
fa-
water
my,
again.
my honest favorite part of this is, and it's irregardless to the episode itself, because of the guide data and the image from the dim card, most people had a good idea we were getting a new Digimon as the villain.
Yeah.
So the reason why this
Yeah.
is enjoyable is you have people who, like in the previews and stuff, are like, okay, the villain's going to do this. And the best part is when they reveal who's actually doing it, it makes it all the better, especially since the guide told us it was going to be them.
Yeah, all the information we had coming to this episode we had clocked extremely well.
Yes.
And it's still enjoyable.
Yes.
Is the amazing thing.
So the sun's out, the ship is run ashore, the cops are wandering around with water all over the place, and water's pouring out, and then the cops are grabbed, poured water on, and digitized also. And then, as this is where like Ghost Game episodes really begin, the gang has decided to head to some random shrine or odd place together as a group, which they don't ever do, except
Kyo's
for when
on
stuff
a
is about
shrine
to go
kick.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyo's on a shrine kick. Must have been watching the animus again.
Yeah. And then
I think it was more like Jellymon dragging
well,
him
so
along
here's what's
to the
weird.
point.
The episode points out that it's Jellymon. She's looking forward to dressing up as a
Oh.
priestess and getting her photo taken, and Kiyoshiro's tired because it's the 12th one they've done recently. This is actually a weird flaw with the episode because a few episodes ago, they pointed out he was on a shrine kick and trying to drag her around to places.
And now she's on it.
Yes. And then
it ties back in later, so I guess.
And then this is where like I want to say the mean joke. We can tell the episode might be good because they stopped to tell us that Amphimon won't be there.
Yeah, they did another "Where's Poochie" moment.
Yes,
Like,
it's just like weird.
Oh my
Where's
God.
Amphimon? He went to find Hero, and then everyone
Hero
turns to the
said
camera and winks.
He has to go now. His planet needs him.
Yes, and then
The Poochie comparisons just will not stop with this idiot.
Kiyoshiro notices the rain is odd, and Goromon and Jellymon go to take a look around, and we get to see how some apartments seem to be filling up with water and more stuff coming.
That's not supposed to happen.
And more stuff coming out, people. And then the windows stuff starts to pop off with water flying out, pouring everywhere, more people digitizing, and God bless our kids, they found a random awning.
Yeah. God bless that awning.
And
This would have been a really short episode.
And everyone's like, oh, we're standing in the water, but fine. It just can't touch your head.
Yeah.
And then
they all have them, and like two of them have umbrellas.
Yes, two of them have umbrellas for no reason on a sunny day.
And Hero has an umbrella and a hoodie.
Yes.
That's
so Hero
impressive.
Hero just pulls up the jacket.
Hero is like the Milo Murphy of the show. He just has prepared for any occasion.
And then someone else notices the rain. Water, water, pour. Water, water, pour. And Goromon and Jellymon return. And then, God bless them, and Goromon's like, well, it could be a Digimon, but I haven't seen something like this before.
Neither have we. Except for the last two times.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, we'll head to high ground with all these random stragglers who we'll never see again.
I'm glad they showed the random stragglers.
I will say,
some people did survive.
Yes.
It's not that until they died, but...
Yeah,
I will say I like the images of the drowned city. I thought those worked pretty well.
it made me feel like a Sonic the Hedgehog zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is basically a random god thing shows up.
Yeah.
Some
Very
someone
Sub 6 and all that.
someone gets shiny light, and then they move around fast. That is functionally what happens.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
a local curse. The cruise ship are discussed. Some jerky was found in the woods 2 weeks ago. They're like, yeah, maybe it might be connected to the water god, so we just threw it in a shrine.
Yes, because that's what you expect
Yes.
from a water curse, is a jerky in the woods causing
And then,
it.
as they decide to go find it, Kiyoshiro, being the most clever of the groups, like, I don't really have any interest in seeing a mummy, and then Lum zaps him.
Yeah.
And then this
Yeah,
is where
the
okay,
place flooding is
this is where the episode is at
he
its
can handle, but
this is where the episode's at its worst. Hiro stops and is like, do you remember the times Kuzuhamon and Lilithmon said something about the one? Maybe it has something to do with this. I'm sorry, that was fucking horrible.
He tried really hard to make this plot relevant, and the episode just wasn't gonna let him.
Yeah, like
he's like trying to get it into. He's trying very hard. He just wants to keep this plot relevant. No,
and they find
this episode is not relevant.
Yeah, and they find a lake, and Gorman's like, I'll Terriermon fly you over, but up jumps a Digimon out of the water, and it's Submarimon, and he's like, it's weird to see Digimon and humans together. This is oddly progressive.
That's the most, and yet it's the most chill
Yes.
guy ever. He's like just some. I just imagine a dub with him having this surfer voice.
Oh god,
that's how I picture this. Submarimon, total surfer dude, is like, yeah, you guys hanging out together. That's cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be Tommy Chong.
Yeah. Oh god.
And then he's like, I'm not involved with all this. It just happens that because it happened, I was able to travel here, and it was a few Hangyomon. And then we see
those douchebags.
And then this is where, like, I don't have an issue with the show doing it, but it is an issue. The instant someone says it's Hyangomon, rather than like letting the mystery go about maybe Submarimon is involved, it stops and changes the scene to show Hangyomon doing it. And a bunch of them doing it. And Submarimon's like, I'm unaffected by this stuff, so I didn't even know anything was wrong until you people showed up. And then
Jellymon's just vibing in his new lake there.
And then Jellymon just does a cannonball in. It's like, I'm fine. And then
test that out.
Water's still rising. Submarimon's like, I'll give you all a ride. And then
I feel bad for you suckers.
Yeah, and then like he can't.
This is Submarimon. I really like Submarimon's role here, in contrast with what we get from Sathilamon later. Like him just being, oh, humans and Digimon actually can like get along. Okay, yeah. I'm down with that. Let's give that a try. He's not particularly enamored with humans.
No, but it's like
this is a thing. Cool, let's try it.
This is also why the surfer thing would work well for him. Is even the water thing? He's not even like particularly positive about it. He's just like, water showed up, so I could come over here.
It's like, hey, I can get to this place now. Cool.
And then as they get to the shrine of the jerky, Kiyoshiro tries not to leave, but Jellymon drags him, and they find a very familiar-looking dried-up mummy thing. And then, did I miss something, or did it explain why they were moving it?
I took it as the people in town.
No. I know, but I'm saying, when they found the thing, did they actually say anything to suggest why they were moving it, or all of a sudden did we just get a shot? Okay,
they thought
it was. Oh, we're taking this.
They thought it was return the heart of the ocean to Tafiti and everything would get better.
Okay.
And it turned out it was return the heart of the ocean to Tafiti and get totally cursed.
Okay, and as the kids move it,
the kids are wrong genre savvy in this one.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe I missed the line.
They didn't explain it at all. That's my excuse for that.
And as they carry it, it rehydrates as stuff does, and look. I love the stupidity of it just got wet, so now it's okay. And Gormon's like, it's Cathilamon. This worries me. And then it splashes Hiro
Like,
and
isn't
Ruli
this
to
thing supposed to be a jackass?
it splashes them
Okay,
out to
dude.
get them out of the episode. And
Yeah.
then I will say one thing I like is even though its sidekicks are the one doing it, Cthulhuman was actually surprised by this happening. He's just not bothered by it.
Yeah, Cthulhumon's Samarimon in the opposite direction. Like, he's just completely chilling too, but he
Yes.
sees it's like, oh, I can get rid of humans and make the whole place my playground. Awesome, let's do that.
And then he
It's
explains,
it's a
yeah,
Like, I
the
can go
Cthulhumon,
places and not get dehydrated.
yeah, the Cthulhumon Samarimon. The fact that those two play against each are both pretty much neutrals that go in a completely opposite direction when encountering humanity. I appreciate that.
yeah. And then he actually asks his sidekicks if they did all the water stuff, and he's like, I want more water. We need to make a larger
Yeah,
playground.
let's do this. Let's do more.
And,
Cool.
and then Angormon and Gamamon attack, not really doing much of anything.
No.
And then Jellymon and Kiyoshiro jump in, and we get a warp to Thetismon. And this is where the episode takes an odd turn that I both like and hate. Because while this happens, it makes me realize we haven't really gotten much from Thetismon before this episode.
No, it's mostly just
No.
shows up and
Like,
It's
heal
a
spams.
shows up to do the magic
Yeah.
cure.
But in this episode, like, we get some personality from her, and like, we get to like feel the difference between her and Jellymon from the sense of maturity and everything.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
it was weird because like it's been a while since she's been introduced.
The adults and perfects didn't really get a whole ton of personality other
No.
than Lamortmon, I guess,
And-
in contrast with their child
Look,
forms. But it's good to have just
No, it is.
because it sets it up well for the ultimate forms.
And then this is where like Submarimon's whole doesn't care thing fades away. As they try to splash Kishio, Submarimon heroically jumps in front of him.
Whoa, dudes.
like, saved a bit.
And then he even offers himself as a travel way to protect Kiyoshiro as they go to figure out a plan. And
Yeah,
then
for a Digimon with a cockpit in his head, he's not surprised by this whole human Digimon relations thing.
and we also get, it doesn't fix a prior episode fucking up, but this episode used the flashbacks much better than the Ruli and Angormon episode did. That
I
episode,
mean, that's
Yeah,
not
that one-
difficult.
no, it isn't.
Yeah.
But
because
yes,
that one's
this
exceptionally awkward
this
and
is what
stilted.
this is what I think they meant to do in that episode, but instead we just got like the 2 5-second things that didn't
They were
matter.
trying very hard to make that episode click, that Ruri episode click, and it just didn't the way this one kind of does.
And then Cthulhuman realizes Kiyoshiro must be important to Thetismon attacking, so he has the Hanyomon go to attack Submarimon first. And God bless Kiyoshiro, he's actually like, I can't freak out this time, people need me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's like if I freak out, we all die.
And then,
He steps up
No,
when
he
needs
really does.
to.
I'm not even, he doesn't always.
Okay, he steps up half the time when he needs to.
Okay, fair enough. So, and then this is where they stop to make sure that, Cthulhuman has no actual interest in taking over the world or anything. He's
No.
just having fun.
That's what I love.
Yes.
That's why I like it, because Samarimon's just trying to have
Yes.
fun too.
Yes. And then Kiyoshiro gets knocked out. Everything slows down, and we get the Thetismon voice in his head. And like, oh, remember the time with the talisman, the sleeping computer, the river Styx? And then she comments on human imagination, saving everyone, how scary stuff was for Kiyoshiro, even though he still tried. And
This
she's
is another case where having this episode clocked really helps out, because we've seen from Siriusmon and Diarbitmon that it's really from the Digimon offering their perspective on what their experiences have been with their partners, and that really is driving these evolutions. So being able to perceive this from
better too.
Yeah, being able to perceive this from Jellymon / Thetismon's perspectives more than Kiyoshiro, knowing it's on the Digimon side of things, really ties this together a little better, because for Kiyoshiro it's a pretty standard, oh, I guess I gotta step up here.
except for 5 seconds later when it decides to fuck with AR's thing, and they stop to have Kiyoshiro go, oh, I actually do like people and have friends, even though the last episode was about like 2 or 3 friends of mine.
Yeah, they do that too, but it's
Yeah.
not as bad
Oh no,
as
I agree.
Rudy's. But
But
it's
unlike the
here we're
last,
like
yes, the last two didn't
we
even
sort
deal
of
with it.
trained ourselves to focus more on the Digimon here, which makes whatever token development they try to throw at the kids like, okay, whatever, this works. It's better than Rudy's at
Did the
least.
kids get development?
Yeah.
The
No,
other
not
two,
really. But
like
Well,
no, they really don't. This is
no,
why they have to kind of force it. But that like, okay, we're just accepting that the character
here's the thing.
development is really on the
Like
Digimon's end here.
ironically, that from Kiyoshiro actually makes last week's episode slightly better by a hair, because that was one of my complaints about that episode. Is he clearly has tons of friends, and he's
I
he's
think
always
just in denial about it. Just like,
no,
oh,
but that's what I mean.
I'm the
Like
dramatic
I,
loner.
like
I
that.
said something to that extent
No, I know,
last
but
week,
I
I
mean
think.
that was an actual complaint of mine last week. Was that despite all of his claiming of not liking people, he has tons of friends and people that like he will help or that will help him, and he finally kind of admits it rather than like because he tries playing it being like cool and he's really not,
Mhm.
and he kind of had to admit, yeah, I do actually like people.
Yeah.
And then the evolution starts. Thetismon grabs him and then throws him out of the way for it, and we get a very nice sequence for Amphimon, like
Which is fucking
the
amazing.
best of the 3 sequences. And the best part is Japanese Twitter putting up comparison clips because it is just like stuff King Gainer does.
I was very delighted.
I'm glad you saw that instead of having this minute-long rant about No Monkey.
Oh, see, here's the thing. It was fun enough that I don't actually care the monkey's not there.
Yeah, that's what that was. I was hoping you'd say that.
No, yeah. And like,
And it's honestly, the way Amphimon's portrayed, I wouldn't be surprised to see some monkey later.
no, absolutely.
Like, she's nuts. I love it.
Yeah, like multiple clips people on Japanese Twitter are putting up basically showing that they're actually like cribbing stuff from King Gainer moving around for it. And
Yeah,
like,
I saw it's great. It's great reference
yeah,
stuff. I appreciated seeing that on Twitter
yeah,
Saturday night.
yeah. And then the battle sequence, I think was actually one of the better battle sequences we've gotten, to be honest.
Honestly,
it
I
was
liked it
alright.
a lot more than
And-
Serious Mom.
And she
It had personality too.
and I actually like how even though they don't stop to explain it, we know enough that the way she makes the air bubble, where we just see it crackling with electricity, we're like, oh, she used electricity to make an air bubble out of nothing. This doesn't make any sense, but I'm perfectly fine with
It's
the
fucking
explanation.
cool.
Yeah,
It's just your typical electric/water Pokemon.
exactly. And then, while we did not get the monkey, when he's attacking, she actually dances around the attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get
personality. Yay!
And then we get the great kick, the drop kick, and then does the stretchy leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then after
I've been very satisfied with like all of these ultimates. I need to see more Diarbitmon, but I have high hopes for him.
Oh, Amphimon has already won.
Amphimon's yeah.
Personality,
absolutely.
I need to see something crazy wild from the others to even consider a like real second place. Amphimon
I really like what they're going with Diarbitmon. I just need to see more of it, which is why I was disappointed he didn't show up last week.
And her speech pattern is Amphimon, where they're having her like
I almost English.
I want to say it's like that specific version of Gals where they kind of pepper in more English, like you guys were saying.
She reminds me of Jenny, Astra's mom from Appmon.
Well, see, that's why I need to double check. I don't remember which it was, or if my mind's playing tricks on me. I think it was either the pilot or the love interest in King Gainer who actually talked like that, with random English thrown in for stuff. I think
that's
watch this thing.
That's such an archetype that it's not. There's so many possible comparisons to it.
But yeah, I'm very happy with that sequence, the battle, and I love that after she beats him up, because he's just like, you're mean, and then he starts to cry.
Consistent, it's personality.
And then she's like,
I need an adult.
And then she like steps
is a child and an adult in an ultimate form.
And then she steps over and like, does the one-armed grab hug thing. She's like, it can be fun if you try to like humans. He's like, okay, fine, I'll try. Now turn everything back, Cathilamon. And he does. And he's like, I'm going to leave and go play. And then the episode's like, wait, no, this is important. We have to follow up on it. Hero, It's like, do you know who sent you here? Do you know who caused this? And
Nope.
Cthulhu looks and is like, nope,
Yep.
and then waves goodbye and leaves.
Nope. Hero's getting shut down at every turn here. I love it.
It's like, do you think I have that much of an attention span?
The episode itself tries to set up the plot, and the show refuses.
I've said that before. There have been Ghost Game episodes where I was actually annoyed that they kind of made it plot relevant. It's like, this was a fine filler episode, and this one, Hero keeps trying to make it plot relevant, and he gets denied, and it's great.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, don't try too hard on
this.
But
the best part here isn't even that they did it at the end. It's that they set up that they're gonna tell you something earlier, and they absolutely they stop the show at a key moment to have Hero go, do you guys remember these last two things? This is important. Nope. This might have something to do with it. Oh my god, it's
denied.
Yes. And the reason why it's funnier is those were like the two main big ultimate battles we've had so far.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you think they're going to continue this? No.
And then Kiyoshiro's pleased he was able to do it, and Jellymon is also just wanting to go do her photo session, which she does, her and Ruli, and then Goramon's pufferish, which God
just
help.
Like, shut up, Angoramon.
My brain, it doesn't, I read what he says, but my brain kind of tunes out what he's saying because I just don't care.
It doesn't. I just like, yep, he did his thing. Okay.
And then Hero Study Files features Cthulhu. And Kiyoshiro and Jellymon got to shine. That's exactly what I want to see from this type of episode.
Yeah, really.
I was very satisfied.
This was one where the Digimon personalities really saved this episode.
Yeah.
Salvaged it from the deep, if you will.
And here's the thing. I'm also happy that we finally got to meet Thetismon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they define each of the forms having slightly different personalities for all these Digimon, but we don't really get to meet them.
Yeah.
And
it's not really around that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the adult forms we don't get anything.
It's sort of like, I was going to say, what's the personality of Wezen Gamamon?
Right?
Yeah.
Forget it. The RGBs, the RGB triplets, forget it.
Yeah, Battle is basically just Gamamon, but less baby talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like, I couldn't tell you what Wezen's actual personality is if you asked.
Shiny legs.
Yeah, so I'm actually really happy that
personality.
I'm really happy we got to see some good stuff with Thetis, and even some good stuff with Amphimon's personality, even if it's mostly just her talking style.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's more personality in Amphimon than Thetismon, but it's good. There should be more.
Between
I'd rather have personality in the Ultimates than personality in the Adults of Perfect.
Absolutely. I'd say the only real issue I had here, it has to do with the flashbacks. They don't really flash back to moments of personality or stuff because the show didn't really do that.
Yeah.
So it's sort of
it's just hey, remember, we went through stuff together.
Yes. Here's the thing. It was done much better than the last one. But if you stop and think of those episodes actually had stuff in them they could have commented on. Instead, it's like, do you remember this thing or this thing?
I mean, if we compare if we do a side-by-side comparison, everything in Rudy and Goramon's episode, this episode's getting an Emmy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this episode. Very, very solid and very enjoyable.
It was very solid, but I appreciated the personalities coming through here.
You know what the issue is? This is like what I want from the first episode with Siriusmon or the first episode with Kenna Weissmon.
I thought the Siriusmon one was solid. It was in between these two. I saw enough with the Siriusmon that it was passable. It was more passable than Diarbitmon.
No, absolutely. But this one so overshadows the other two. It's hard to even think back about the positive stuff.
I think it was the thing I liked about the Siriusmon just had all those extra bells and whistles that it was just the same old, but with a little extra punch to it. This one I don't think had that punch, but it had enough heart to it that it was pretty comparable.
No, it worked well.
Yeah.
And we have
and
we have some good guest cast people. Uh, Shizuka Ishigami was Cathilamon in her first Digimon appearance. Maiko in Demon Slayer, Ikumi in Food Wars, Minami in the modern Fruits Basket stuff, Seer in Danmachi, Benika in Planet With. Then one of Dev's favorite shows, she's Ryota, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yes.
And then she had one good dubbed over thing. She's Chase in Paw Patrol in Japan.
Blech.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
She's the cop dog.
Submarimon is Masashi Sugawara, his first Digimon appearance. He's Baxter in various Appleseed stuff. He's George Joestar the First in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay,
He's
that's amazing.
Ray in Macross 7. He's Kyoru in Yawara, which is not one we get to mention very often.
No. Jeez.
And then, are you ready for some dubbed over content? This is some good ones. Are you ready?
Please.
Paw Patrol's ready to roll.
He's very often Wesley Snipes, including in the Blade films.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Wait. In all the Bad Boys films, he's Will Smith. In the Ghostbuster films, he's Ernie Hudson.
Huh.
He also
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yeah, that pattern goes away.
Okay.
In one of the 3 Japanese dubs of RoboCop, he's RoboCop.
Okay.
In Time Cop, he dubbed over Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Did we already have a RoboCop?
Yes, because here's the thing:
RoboCop
RoboCop has been dubbed at least 3 times.
Yeah, you
in
said
Japan.
so we've had 2 and 3.
I own all 3 dubs on Blu-ray. It's amazing. It's one of the proudest things on that disc for me, and I was upset when a later, better release actually removed the Japanese dubs.
You know
So
what?
we
Now I'm
need to-
curious, speaking
And-
of Wesley Snipes, if they have like a Japanese dub of To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
They
Yes.
probably do.
I
See,
would
now,
hope they do.
see, I'm actually checking that now.
If it
it's not
exists, I
it's
mean,
not gonna come up easily enough. It's something I will actually have to check for.
Yeah.
And then the last one, he's Manny in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh,
you know, I never saw that one.
me neither.
And then both main Hangyomon voices are people who had Digimon roles. Hirokazu Miyahara was Harrismon in Chamblemon earlier in Ghost Game. And it appears he was the yellow Jiraiya Ranger last week.
Oh.
And he has a lot of stage roles, not too much major anime stuff. But yeah, Harrismon and Chamblemon are the main Digimon ones he's been. And then Yoshiki Kono was one of the Hangamons. He was the boss Edamon in Cross Wars.
Oh, okay.
He's Gilbert in Code Geass. He's had lots of roles in Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Detective Conan, and he's a number of main characters in the Dynasty Warriors games and all of those spin-offs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then next week we get Resurrection.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Little necromancy just for a treat.
I'm trying to think of what other episodes have had random necromancers in it.
Not intentionally.
But we don't know if this is going to be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I feel like this one's going to be more intentional.
I would hope so, but you never
It
know.
feels like this one's going to be, I actually want to
Well,
raise
I mean-
someone from the dead.
I mean, technically they killed them and then they animated their corpses and then ate them.
Which episode was this?
The one with Raramon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess that
that's-
counts. I guess
okay,
that counts. Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. So we will have
Not our first bout of necromancy.
And then our favorite recurring news, because it seems to happen every year, the go away countdown has appeared on Hulu for all the Digimon stuff, which I swear we did this like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
In fact,
This is a perennial topic.
in fact, when people first sent this to me, my actual reaction was, I'm gonna wait a day or two just to see if it goes away, because that does occasionally pop up and then vanishes hours later. As far as I know, it's still there, because here's the thing: it doesn't actually show you that thing unless you're a subscriber. If you just go to the page, it doesn't give you any like, oh, this is not going to be on Hulu soon.
Is this something I should check right now because I am a subscriber?
Yes, feel free.
Okay, I will pull that up now.
Yeah.
I will
The
get back to you as soon as
the four
like
d-
3 topics later.
yeah, the four dub shows and Adventure 2020, which never did add the last batch of episodes. So we will see how that goes. And then I like how they've teased like the meetup stuff for like a month now, and we actually have actual news.
Yes, there is an expired 9 days for adventure.
Yeah, I believe it's like
Oh.
right as midnight hits as the month
Yeah.
switches over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that it's been a month and we've been teased about it multiple times, we have actual details for the meetup, and it's where you go, I don't know if this name is accurate. Because when you hear the name, they're like, oh, you could meet up with fans and stuff. You're thinking, oh, they're going to have some pictures on the wall, and it's going to be like a meeting, like a like meetup space. And instead, they show us like the stand-in photo of just like the images everywhere in a room. You get that,
And a bunch of hologram ghosts checking out the art
yes, and also Daisuke.
and Daisuke.
Yeah, and
Yep.
we get like the one random video screen in the back. I love how in the mock-up like that, it's like, oh, you could almost miss the video screen because of the pictures and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, I didn't see that at first.
Yeah. It will be the concourse foyer at the LA Convention Center, and I believe they spelled concourse wrong, and I had to fix that, and they had the time wrong, and I had to fix that. They did eventually tweet about the time mistake because they tweeted that the first day it would be open from
Well,
12,
yeah.
12 a.m. to 9 p.m. And just like, no, I don't think they're opening it at midnight. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 24th to 26th. They're having the Digimon card game final championship thing at the LA Convention Center that weekend, I think, with some other Bandai card game stuff. They will also
Like,
be doing,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
they
That
will,
they're
yeah,
just having it at other times.
yeah. And especially since it has the foyer, it's like, oh, this is like, my brain's trying to think of the last time I went to the LA convention. I'm like, I think this is like the upstairs corner where there's a few rooms around it. So this is, I don't even think this is like a formal room. It's just like outside of a room.
Yeah, like an open hallway-ish
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah. In fact, I keep trying. My brain keeps going. That's where I sat for a few hours so I could see Senkerol a few years ago. And I'm like, no, that was a different building down there. But yeah, so hopefully we get some good photos of that. And they say it will have all the art from the Digimon Museum.
Huh. Unexpected.
Yeah, they do mention over 140 pieces, so we will see what pops up there.
I expected like 15 or 20,
Yeah,
honestly.
I expected it
I
to.
mean, I mean, also saying all the art could be that just being exaggerating.
To be fair,
It's like,
while that could be exaggerating, they also did specify over 140 pieces.
wow,
So they
that's a
actually,
lot of
yeah.
art.
Like here, I expected what DevDiv did, which was we knew the card game thing was going to be there. So like on one wall, they would have like 20 pieces of art, and then have a sign saying "Meet up here."
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, like whether,
Sign under it saying "Do not take pictures" to
yeah, like
guarantee Kakuto shows up.
whether this is in a. Oh, that's good. Like whether this is a room or like the outside, the actual setup looks nice.
Yeah,
So I'm hopeful we get some good pictures from this thing.
it's just to have a bunch of art around while Digimon nerds stand there and argue about
Canon.
ultimates. Yeah,
No, the profiles clearly say that Mugendramon's the most powerful Digimon. That has to be canon.
Evan just gonna stand there and argue about the 7 demon lords.
No, like if you've actually been around too many Digimon fans in person, it's
I
definitely going to
have.
be out of the love triangle of Tai, Sora, and Yamato.
I wish I could get into that argument. I always, after my panels, it's always about the hardcore stuff.
No, it's always like here. Maybe it's just an East Coast thing where it's just like shipping bullshit.
I mean, I know it happens because, like, I've told you guys the first thing when I introduced myself to Colin O'Shaughnessy, the first thing, like, oh, she's like, oh, you're the Digimon expert. Can you explain why Sora married Matt?
I still like that we have
Thing.
I still like that we have the interviews from Japan where you even have Gabumon's actress like, yeah, I don't know either. It doesn't
Yep.
make sense.
I came up with I came with an answer for that panel.
Chunk?
Came up.
What was the answer? I don't remember if you've ever actually. You've said you came up with an answer. I don't remember if you've actually said what you said.
I no, it never came up in the panel, so I never gave
Oh,
the answer.
I thought you said you.
I was prepared to have an answer because I
Okay.
expected it to come because she apparently gets the question a lot if she asked me.
Okay, see, I thought you said you came up with an actual answer, not that you were prepared to come up with one.
No, yeah, no,
Okay.
I had one ready to go
No,
because
what is it? You can't
what
say
is it?
you.
I don't have
We
it.
just go up to his
Boo.
panel.
Yeah,
Okay,
We have to go to his panel.
and then
it was total. Well, it was total BS because I don't ship that.
it's always total BS, no matter what it is.
Tyora for life, yo.
And then we find. So we've seen Xing Tianmon before. We finally get a good, clean, full color image of him. He actually looks really good, I think, in full color. He seems a bit upset.
He's ahead.
Yeah, you stole my joke, Dev. I was gonna say he seems a bit upset. It's too bad he couldn't get ahead. And,
Oh.
and then we get to see Digimon. I have too many jokes and all too obvious for this one.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
cutting you off.
yeah. I like the. It'll be curious to see if the names are what we expect because the Japanese names we've gotten for the new Centurymon are exactly the ancient Chinese mythical creature they're based on with Mon at the end. So these names are guesses. So I'm very curious to see if that's just what they end up being. I think between them, I think Xing Tianmon is the better of the two, honestly. Although you can
It's a
tell
more solid design, but aesthetically, I like the flying monkey.
maybe I would not disagree with that at least. So we'll see what else pops up from New Century. Although I do enjoy how every argument about Xing Tingmon are exactly the same. This is an evolution for Ogremon, right?
LOL.
Has a slightly green and has a mean face.
Been through this. He kind of got one last year, if y'all recall.
Yes. He's a unimotorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah. And then cards,
It's quite
cards.
popular,
Yeah.
as I recall.
Yeah. We have to go through cards quickly because they've gone fucking insane. So first up, we get parallel cards for Hover Espimon, looking very much like he was last time, and battling Kuramon. I know he's just an adult, and they technically evolve into a high level Digimon. This doesn't feel like a fair fight, does it?
I mean, it is Espimon, so
Yeah. And then Black
I
Mirror.
hope he suffers.
he'll find a way to
Yeah.
lose.
I love the art for the Black Memory boost. That computer image, and you get like Mugendramon in the back. You get the RAM being lowered from above. It just all
It
works
just
very
looks
well.
absolutely badass.
And then, do you remember how we all said last time, like, that image of Proximon doesn't really work. Maybe the parallel card will give us a better look at him? And it didn't.
Nope,
I was gonna
not at
say
all.
it didn't.
No.
That's
It's like the same problem. They've just moved the camera slightly to the front.
It's like, oh, so he's kind of like
yep.
froggy, kind of. Looks like he's kind of
Exactly.
an angry frog.
Yeah, same issues last
Angry
time.
Frog.
And then we get parallel art for Arcturusmon, which this I actually really like. It works really well.
Yeah, with the stars in the back. That's just I'm good with that.
Yeah. And then we get parallel art for Purple Memory Boost. This one's just fun.
I really like that.
Let's see what's next. Then
Moonlight is just how I feel.
Hackmon parallel card. I like the Hackmon parallel card. Just showing him battling Troopmons. And
They
then
tend to get completely destroyed in a lot of background cards, don't
Yeah.
they?
I mean, that's sort of what they're for.
Yeah. Then we get Bluekomon
They're
fighting.
literally called Troopmon.
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of effort on that name. Like, the name makes
Yeah.
perfect sense, but like,
They're meant to be cannon fodder.
yes.
Is that in their lore? It better be.
I think it's just that like the suit gets thrown on them and it turns them into Troopmon. So
Yeah.
like they don't even have to explain like where they're from. It's just random Digimon that are thrown into suits.
I just want a Pokedex just to go Troopmon, the cannon fodder Digimon.
Yeah. Then we get Bluekomon parallel card and side by side with Penmon. I like that they
Penmon.
teamed them up so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Harrismon parallel. This is a great Rear Rise theme card.
So cute.
I only really
It's
have
adorable.
one
They're
issue
so
with
happy
it.
together.
It doesn't have the other two?
That's one issue. That's not the main one. If this were not official art, if this were sent in for the contest, I'm not sure if this would be eligible for Harrismon.
No, it's really all three of them.
Yeah, but like, because remember, one of the rules of the thing is you can put any Digimon in the reference book in, but there has to be no question who the main one is.
Well, it's not a fan art contest.
No, I
man.
know. I'm just saying.
It's just the
They
Rear
broke
Eyes
their
gang.
own rules.
And then we get Pulsemon with some of his evolutions. And wow, this really feels like Sonic the Hedgehog, doesn't it? In this one.
Always has.
It does, but especially
Honestly,
this
the
one.
first thing that came to mind was the Tiny Toon Adventures Sega Genesis game.
That works also. And then we get
That's a throwback.
Then we get the kokiest art that Koki has ever done, Dorumon with Ryudamon.
Jeez.
Wow. Yes.
Like, here's the thing.
Yes, I love it.
Here's the thing. If you don't like anything Koki does, you won't like this. If you like everything he does, you like it. If you're up and down about him, you'll have to flip a coin. I like this one, though, to be honest.
I like it. The pairing with Ryudamon is really cute.
The proportions are just so fun.
It works
I just
well.
Want to shove my face
But
into
if you just 100% do not like Koki's art, you will not like that image.
Like, hey,
it's the
Ryudamon,
most puddingest Dorumon ever.
And then Ryudamon, you're gonna be my sword one day.
Except for in Ghost Game, probably. Then we get an imp.
Don't say that, because I think you just cursed Amphimon to show up in Ghost Game.
Hey, that'd be more interesting than anything we've gotten.
Please say he shows up whenever Galoose shows up next, just sitting in the background being
Is he just gonna sit in the background
drinking coffee?
Yes.
And then we get an Impmon parallel card with Bellstarmon. This really feels like an OK Corral type setup.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like, it's a good one.
Take your child to work day.
And then we get parallel cards for box toppers for the main Digimon and kids from Ghost Game. We get to see Gabumon, we get to see Hero, we get to see Jellymon, we get to see Kiyoshiro using the art from the park cards. Much better framing on the kids than on their own cards, to be honest.
Yes.
Like getting to see the full things, it works so well. It's so much better. It really is. It's just so much better than theirs. Especially, I think, Kiyoshiro's.
Yeah, they're getting a lot better with the tamers, the way they're incorporating the tamers, and it's like I wish they'd go back and do like
no, because they were doing this like even in Booster 1, where you get the zoomed in ones with the frames, and then the box toppers are zoomed out full body shots.
Zoomed out, okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it feels like, especially like Kiyoshiro really benefits from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they did it with all of them.
They have not done it. They haven't done it with all of them now.
Yeah.
So, I think was Booster Set. I think it was. I think it was EX4. I didn't even bother to post the parallel cards as they went up, because it's literally the same cards. They're just going to be hollow versions. There's no art difference at all. It looks exactly the same. The preview is the exact same card, but they put a rainbow effect on it. Yeah. And then we start getting Booster Set 13 previews. So we start off with Craniumon and End Waltz, and I don't know if I love this or feel like it's negative on Craniumon. They have him doing the same attack in both cards and preview them at the same time. I kind of like it, but like I think you need some separation to like let them be appreciated.
Yeah, this doesn't do much for me having them both together like
Like,
that.
this is the same thing, but zoomed out and pink.
Like I think it's neat that we
Yeah.
like I think it's neat that we get to see the perspectives at the same time. But like this is
Like the style's a little different.
it really like
Yeah.
put a week between them. I think it looks better.
Well, yeah, if you put a week between them, I'm gonna forget the first one existed.
Yeah.
So,
And
well,
then
that's a positive.
so then we get Hackmon, Bow Hackmon, and Savior Hackmon. So I like all these. The Hackmon one's best. This is where like we get like something really American comic inspired.
Hanging out with the Sistermon for some reason.
Why not?
Not a single person did what I asked for a no prize. Do the best edit about what you would do to get rid of Noir. I promise no prizes if anyone did it.
And also the Sistermon that have a real hocus pocus vibe going on here.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that.
Although I think the best one is if you look at the right, Blanc. She's almost like
Yeah.
upset to be here. And then I don't know what to think of the Bao Hackmon one, to be honest. It's like nothing's really happening in it.
Yeah,
It's like
Okay.
I'm standing here for a photo.
Yep, you're there. Moving on.
And then Saber Hackmon is battling Amphimon, if I'm seeing correctly. I believe that's what I'm seeing.
I think so.
And then we got to see Jessmon and Genkumon, and the art fits together slightly. And the main compliment I can pay to both of these is they're good quality art, but if you told me that these arts were from another set, I would not be able to say no without checking. It feels like this is art we've seen before. I know it's new, but it feels like, oh, it's Jessmon standing there with his three things, and then Genkumon's standing there, and I like it, but it feels like we've seen that before.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Yggdrasil floating there like something at the end of a Gundam series, which makes sense because he battles Kira Yamato. That happens. It's kind of, I have to be honest, it's kind of boring, this one. Like, it looks good,
I mean,
but like,
everything for that particular
yeah,
character is boring.
yeah, that form is just kind of boring in general.
But
so-
like, you could have him battling something. This having it floating there is
It's
like,
just
menacingly.
trying to be
It's floating
menacing.
menacingly.
it's like, can you flip
Yeah.
the camera mount so I can see like the three Gundams standing there or something? This is the end of 10 different Gundam shows.
It's the end of Sabers too.
I do not need a card with just Big Zam standing there. That's what this is. It's just a card of Big Zam standing there doing nothing. I at least need Big Zam
So does
walking.
this count as one of your Gundam Post cards?
It may, because like here's the thing. I'm 99% sure if I sent this to someone and said, "Could you tell me which mobile armor this drawing was based on?" I would get 10 responses and they would all be accurate.
I mean, it's got 76 worth of damage, so it's a hard.
Oh,
pretty,
boo,
it's kind of
boo.
base.
Boo.
Get out.
Boo. That's a great line though. All joking aside. And then Masaru and Agumon, which we got early previews of in V Jump. The Masaru art is fine, but kind of boring. The Agumon art's great.
Yeah, because it's like picking up from the Sabers movie.
Yeah. And then I love the Rise Greymon art. It's so good. Like we even get to see like the sunrise / set in the background and everything. This looks good.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
just,
didn't even notice initially just because it's so busy with
it fits in so well. You
black
think it's just
effect.
lighting effects, and then you realize no, there's like a whole like perspective with the sun and everything. It works really good.
like, oh, that's the ocean.
And then we move from that to, hey, look, it's Doraemon in a battle. Protecting
Well, Anchor Bio's gonna fuck
protecting
you
a
up.
Dodomon, who you can tell he's protecting because it has a little band-aid. And its eye is shut. And then
Not only a baby, but it's hurt.
And then we have Dorumon dashing. I actually like this art, to be honest.
It looks more like to do it like sliding.
Yeah, so the only issue I had with this art when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh, he's like blasting something forward and being slid backwards from it. And then I realized,
Yeah,
oh no, if you look at his leg and everything, he's rushing forward and one of his claws is energized because he's like doing a dash attack. That's the only issue I have is like the perspective. You have to kind of like stare at it to actually see what's happening in it.
Oh yeah,
So,
because the back leg is lifted.
yeah. Let's see. Who's next here? We get Darugamon and Doruguramon. I don't have much to say about these cards, to be honest. I don't hate them, but like they're kind of
They're
just,
just there.
yeah.
yeah.
Alphamon is great. I feel very bad for that one Japanese guy though. He was drawing like a poster for like an event, like a fan event, and he said I have to throw it out and start it over. He showed the scratch drawing. It's almost the exact. It's because it's an Alphamon pose.
Yeah.
So it looked almost identical to this, and he's like, "Yeah, I have to throw this out and start over entirely because this card looks almost exactly the same."
Mhm.
Then
Oh,
Chatmon and Common. Chatmon I don't really care about, not because I hate him, but like I have no connection to him.
Yeah, I've
Kamemon is
heard of him
amazing.
before.
It's one of the greatest cards we've ever seen.
Well, Kamemon's one of the greatest Digimon we've ever seen, so it's
Yes, he is.
fitting.
Yes, and we also get to see a
yeah.
second Kamemon who's falling over into the water.
Like I said, one of the best Digimon we've ever
Yeah,
seen.
and then
He
Guapamon,
is graceful.
is DJing.
That's his
He
thing,
he's
especially the Sabers
yes,
one.
and then we get
They
to
really
see,
lean into that.
and then this,
Could have used more DJing when he showed up in a Ghost Game.
then a new card of Hiroshi in the anime style, and sometimes I almost forget that he had a Digivice.
Yes. Yes, he
Good
did.
for him.
And then from V Jump, we got a few.
I remember he has a Digivice because he was an inconvenient plot point in my story.
And some of these cards we saw early in V Jump. We also saw a few others. Satsuma. Do you like how they have to have him pose with the Digivice also to remind you that yes, he had one?
He has to try to exude coolness whenever he flashes that thing, so
Yeah.
it's appropriate.
And then we get to see
Laura's
previews.
gonna lose her goddamn mind.
Yeah. And then we get to see previews of 3 parallel cards. And they let us know ahead of time once again, all 13 Royal Knights will get parallel cards like this.
As you'd expect.
I will say
Wonder
though,
how much the Omegamon's gonna go for.
that was my first thought. But if you look at all 3 of these, do you notice something wrong with one of them?
They're not Omegamon.
Do they almost draw Gankumon too slender?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Like
Little bit.
it's almost more of like a Justimon body.
He's doing his crunches.
Yeah. But yes, as Dev said, the main issue is they haven't shown us Omegamon yet, and the Omegamon parallel card is going to be the one that's going to go for money. There's no doubt there.
Yep.
And then I will say this was a neat little fun thing. In China for Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, whatever you want to call it, they did a new Terriermon card, and I love seeing people get upset about that on Twitter.
It's so cute.
It is really cute.
I love people like tweeting about what they're upset about, like Terriermon's a dog, he's not a rabbit. It's like, motherfucker, he's a twin of a rabbit, and the rabbit is center in the image. Who gives a shit?
Terriermon can be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
More cute art, please.
Yeah. And the art that Koki did for this was also used on a New Year's image that was shared on the Digimon Card Game China social media stuff. And they even themed the pack around a Chinese New Year thing, which is where you give gifts in red envelopes for happiness and blessings.
Yeah.
And I will say, to get the card, it was rather basic. It was, you just had to about $8.80 worth of Digimon card game stuff, and it was given to you at a shop when you were doing it. So yeah. Now this is where Koki's like doing the full-on pudding thing.
Yes.
It's okay.
Lopmon and Terriermon are frozen in fear, worried that they are pudding.
They're the blobbiest.
Yeah. And
it's
then
their New Year's pudding. It's good.
Yeah. And then half a year out after being voted on, we get to see the second anniversary English cards, which this followed the rules of the Japanese vote the year earlier, which is you could pick 3 Digimon to get alternate art cards, but any Digimon that had an alternate art card at the time the poll started was ineligible. So, for example, you could not vote for this Omegamon, that Omegamon, the other Omegamon. Most
No
basic.
Omegamons allowed.
That Omegamon over there.
Yes. I believe at the time every Omegamon who had a card also had a parallel card, so none of them were eligible. I'll admit, I was surprised Serafimon did not have an alternate art card. It feels like he
I
would.
thought he did.
We're all
thought I-
mass hallucinating together.
I thought I had one.
One sec. I'm pulling this up to check right now. Actually, Serafimon.
I mean, I trust their
Okay, Serafimon
memories
has...
more than mine, but
Okay, Serafimon has 4 cards. Let me see if any of these have parallel cards.
yeah, they might not
Okay,
be parallel. They might just have 4 cards.
Okay,
and none of them
Booster
parallels.
Set 1 does not have a parallel card. Starter
Okay.
Deck 3 does not. Promo card does not. And the last one is from EX1, and
Okay.
EX1 does not. So there are 4 Serafimon cards. None actually have any sort of alternate / parallel card.
Yeah, he just has 4 cards.
Yes, which is hilarious in and of itself. That he actually has 4 cards, but because...
at this point, I believe that he'd have 4 cards. That's
Yes.
Not
Oh no,
surprising,
I mean, I'm surprised that he would make it to 4 cards without getting a parallel card, because he's such an easy one that would get like an extra card, or like, because like you'd think like, oh,
you'd
he
think
must.
You'd think he'd be the center of a theme at some point,
or like
Yeah.
he'd be like one of the ones that would show up in a battle pack, which are all parallel cards. Because it's not always in the set, you sometimes get a parallel card elsewhere. But like, for example, since then, I believe Hidden Potential Discovered has gotten a parallel card.
Oh.
I think that got one like a month ago in
Oops.
Japan, but it won't have one by the time this is out in English.
Right.
Snuck
in under the deadline.
I think Rust Tyrannomon's gotten one since then, but I'm not sure. The art on all of these is actually really good, to be honest. Like I'm looking around, I'm like, what is the worst one here? I don't know what the worst one is because they actually all look really good. I think the worst one.
Looking at the little details in the background.
I think the worst one is probably Eosmon. Just because they want to do so much with him that, like, even with the Kenji Watanabe artwork, like you can see the other Eosmons around, but it, like, Hexablaumon looks great. And I will say this is where Koki's artwork's great for Commandramon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
like the one getting wrecked in the background.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that. There's the one upside down in the back.
Commandramon's another candidate for cannon fodder Digimon.
Yeah. And then new battle pack. I love how it's Ghost Game themed, and also Psychmon is there. Like, it's like, okay, Gabumon with all his evolutions, drawn by Nakano Haito. Then we get Angormon and Jellymon and Gamamon are there, drawn by Kenji Watanabe. Then we get Jellymon at sea battling, drawn by Kenji Watanabe. And then we get Psychmon standing there.
And he's on the pack too.
Yes. And he's the one who gets the alternate winner's card. He gets the winner card. And then
maybe Psychmon's the one that sent everybody to the digital world. We're gonna have to fight Quartzmon again.
Yeah, why is Psychmon in this set? It must mean something.
That's what everyone wants, is the same hunt ending as Hunters.
Oh god, I didn't even think about that. My brain didn't even jump to that part. Oh shit.
It's a crossover, buckle up.
Oh no. Is that why the show's so unfulfilling? It's trying to ape Hunters? And then
the last 4 episodes of Ghost Game will literally just be the last 4 episodes of Hunters.
See, here's the thing. You don't want to make that joke for a key reason. This is technically the 25th anniversary anime. They could do that.
could do that.
And then,
They're gonna have a popsicle stick sketch figure of Haru in
oh
there
no.
just to be.
And then we get the 2023 Special Promotion Pack version 1. I like, so we get Neo Devimon. We get Madoki, Betamon, Hanumon,
I love him.
Tortomon, Metal Greymon, Metal Tyrannomon. So here's the thing. I have no issue with any of these being there. Madoki Betamon's one of those weird Digimon who has no reason to exist anymore. Because he's literally a slightly different green Betamon whose entire thing was he had a type of attack Betamon couldn't use, and then like 6 months later they gave it to Betamon.
Yep.
So now like even his profile has no relevance anymore.
If he meows and does a backflip.
Okay. And then
It's canon.
yes, it is.
I've had arguments about it outside of Digimon panels.
And then we get the rest of the prizes for the final championship for the English card game. We saw the cards before. We did not see the trophies. We did not see the jackets. I think
Those are
we've
boring-ass
I think
jackets.
we've seen the playmats before. See, the jackets would be more exciting if there was more difference than the inside lining's gold and so is the zipper. That's the only difference. And some promo packs of cards where most, if not all of these we've gotten, they just have stamps on them. Hooray, stamps. Fun Digica unboxed the cards from RBO1, the reboot booster. I will say, although it's a dumb gimmick, I like how they're all foil. It looks
I like
nice.
sparkly things.
Yeah. And then Card Battle continued the New York, the New Year preview battle. I still like seeing the stupid costume. And then we have... Sorry, go ahead, Dev.
As you should.
Yeah. And then
Funny supremacy.
we have updates on the music box. The winner was an Endless Tale.
Thank God.
Good, because that
I think
is
that
perfect for it.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah. And now for the second question, which of the 5 potential backgrounds should win? Like deep down,
None of those are good for it.
Like deep down, I feel like number 3 is going to win, even though I feel like that's the worst one because for the 5 main characters, we just see the back of their heads.
I like the third one best for this.
See, I don't like that it shows all 5 of them at the back of their heads though. That kind of bothers me.
I'm okay because they're generally the back of their heads in the Endless Tale ending a lot of the time. It's because they're just running towards the abyss. I don't know. I just don't want it to be number 5 because it's like they're playing the Endless Tale and you get a picture that is literally the end of their tail.
I think it's gonna be 5. Honestly, I don't mean that as in a joking way, but like,
I think it's gonna be 5 too. I just think that's a silly choice.
Make it number 2.
That would be great. Just forget the kids altogether.
Oh no!
Let's
Here's
just
the
get
thing.
Pokemon and Amon.
2's the one I would want to see. Minus that it isn't really representative of the series as much as like this is where like if it was a hollow image, I would want this to be image 2. Also, wow, that's a goofy fucking Patamon face. Now that I look at that image closer, holy shit!
Oh my god, it is.
Because like here's what's happened. Because some of this went up. When I'm finishing up my day and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this before bed. So I grab everything, I name it, I throw it up in order, and I don't stop to like zoom in and look. And I'm zooming in and looking like, holy shit, what the fuck's wrong with Patamon? Patamon wants to be a good boy, I would say.
His chin is drooping. His chin is pudding.
I'm trying to decide if we can call that a chin in this image.
It's like
he looks like he belongs in Cars.
Something is sagging.
Oh no, Dev. Oh Dev, that's so accurate it harms me.
That took me a second.
No,
yes.
yeah. But then you look at it, you're like, oh my god, that is like Lightning McQueen or someone from Cars.
Let's play Fire and Rescue.
And then from the poll, they did what's your favorite Digimon featured in Ghost Game episode 45 through 57, and also they forgot Domon last time, so it's included. And the winner is Lilithmon, which isn't a huge shock.
we called that
I don't
one.
remember us really trying to call this one, but it was one of the. I had to be one of the favorites.
Yeah,
Although I think I said Kazuamon would get in up there.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by any of the top three.
No.
Poor Octomon and Fujitsumon finally gets mentioned in something. And it's. I will say I thought Publimon would rank higher because people seem to really like when he appeared. And then
He did, but also the
Yeah,
other ones
he was-
were
only
start competition.
Sorry, go ahead. AR?
Start competition.
Oh.
We liked the. I mean, there was the novelty of his design, but
Only
I don't think he came off particularly.
One of these confused me for 5 seconds. For 5 seconds, I was confused by Olemon. I'm like, weird. People like that plant episode. Then my brain goes, wait, that was a different plant episode that people liked. This is the cooking one.
Lemon was whatever.
I'm thinking of the
You're thinking of the
Yes, I can't remember the name. Starts with
Adajarmon.
A. Yes.
Adajarmon.
Yes. They had so many.
Which I drew a card of. I have a card of that now.
Yeah. And Domon was fourth from bottom, even though technically not being eligible and being thrown in because they forgot to add him in the last one.
Well, it
Got
beat out
beaten out by
3
the
others,
evolution.
so
Yeah.
Congrats.
And then they put up another of those Geolock clips. This time it's 5 scary scenes. And do you know what bothers me the most about this isn't that it's Geolock, but in the promo image, they only show 4 things. So you can guess what 4 of them are, but not the 5th.
5 is too scary to conceive.
The 5th is next time on Ghost Game, letting you know there'll be another subpar episode.
Wow.
That's
the hits keep coming, even though we like this episode.
Yeah, like here's the thing. This may actually be this is definitely top 3 episode of Ghost Game. I have to think about it, but I don't know if it's the top.
I wouldn't go that.
Oh,
far. This was a satisfying episode. wouldn't say it's top 3.
I think it's top 3 for me. I think. We'll see if they.
Paimon was precious.
We'll see if they fuck it up next time by going oh, this didn't really happen. This was just Kiyoshiro dreaming of video game.
Yeah, I don't think any of the last 30 episodes ended up in the top 3, but
see, the problem is some of those were so far back I may have just forgotten they exist.
Yeah. Honestly, the best episode might have been the first one.
Oh no, it was. And then we get profile art and reference book updates from Philemon and Cathilamon. And God bless them. Don't you love when they do the reference book entries that are just there to piss on the people who really love the profiles? It's sort of like the Alter S one where it's we don't know how this was created. Was it the dream of a child? Was it a miracle? This one is where is it? Here. Cathilamon is seen very rarely and resembles Marina Angemon in many ways, but it is unknown whether there's any connection between the two. It's we know you have theories. We're not going to deal with that ever, probably.
Oh, there's going to be... I expect there to be a future game where these two combine into some horrific abomination.
I just want them to have a slap fight.
I need a Mastamon of those two now.
Well, slap fight would make sense based on them both having those little arm tentacle
That would be
things.
great too.
Yeah. I will say I like that it's not a straight recolor, honestly.
I don't think you can't do just a straight recolor
of
Marina Angemon.
Here's the thing.
You can't just make him purple and have that cute smile.
No, see, I think if you made him purple, change the wings and change the stomach symbol, most people would not complain. I like that it's the same body shape, but everything is actually original.
I don't know. You keep that smile, you just expect him to go, Poppy Boo. Which would have made this episode... that would have made this episode really interesting if that's how way he spoke.
And then we have questions. So while you guys in the chat throw up, we'll go to the ones that were sent in ahead of time. So I want to know, with the Digivice VV and Vital Heroes, do you think we'll get more normal V-Pets after the 25? I mean, here's the thing. I don't think they designed that thing to only do those two. Do you?
I'm trying to
Because
I
the
mean, new V pets or
I mean, here's the thing. If they did color versions of the version 3 and 4, that would count as new, technically. Because, people are counting the 25th as new, and that's just color of 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, they'll come out with nostalgia versions of some of the previous ones with a couple new bells and whistles, but
Yeah.
the
I
way
think
the way it was worded, I
Oh,
thought
you think, brand new?
completely yes,
Yeah,
completely never before seen V pet classic-ish V
I-
pet.
I mean, here's the thing.
model.
We it would not be hard to, do what they did the Pendulum Z and Z2 to just do another one and call it the Pendulum Z3. They have multiple frameworks to do stuff. They have the X, they have the Z, they have the color. Where you could just do something new.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing: you could do the Digimon Pendulum Ghost Game, and just have it be the main Digimon from Ghost Game in a Pendulum style thing, and that would be completely new. It feels like it'd be smart to do, don't you think?
Yeah, because they're cheap to produce, and someone will buy them.
Let's see. Amphimon's profile says they're using a bodysuit. What do you think looks like under the helmet? I want to say it's just Jellymon in there.
That would be great.
Yeah, I
don't want to see it underneath.
No, exactly.
But if it is
I don't either.
Just Jellymon.
But I'm just imagining that it's just Jellymon piloting a mobile suit.
Oh my god!
I don't.
If it is, that's we do need
form.
we do
The
need
little
the interior
jelly
shot.
Oh god,
of
just the jelly form with the tentacles moving equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get in the robot, Jellymon.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely do not want to see. That's one of those things
No.
where you gain nothing from it.
Yeah.
And then someone wants to know, what franchise would you like to see a new thing of, like a reboot or a sequel or whatever?
I couldn't come up with anything. We've gotten this similar thing before, and I can't come up with any new ones.
Princess Tutu.
I considered kicking back this question for a week or two, but I felt like it'd be cheating because I've not watched that '90s show yet. I feel like I'll potentially have an answer if I see if that did well or not.
I've heard things all over the place.
Yeah, I've heard it all over the place. There's multiple people I know whose opinions I generally trust say, if you're just looking for more that '70s show, that does it correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I keep trying to think of a good answer, and it's it's hard to tell because anything could end up being good or bad. So it's hard to go yeah, they're gonna do an X-Men reboot and it's gonna be bad or good.
You know what might be kind of fun in the anime world for a really old isekai anime to come back and show all the new kids how it's done. Bring back El Hazard or something and just go off.
Ooh.
Don't worry, AR. Something that's isekai adjacent is coming back. Do you know what they've announced a new one of?
Kushigi Yugi?
No.
Damn.
That is isekai adjacent.
Tenchi. It counts.
I guess.
Tenchi's brother was sent to a fantasy universe.
Yeah.
And he's been featured all this.
Tenchi comes back all the time. I've been tired of Tenchi for 20 years.
No, but are you ready for the dumb thing? It's not normal Tenchi. It's new GXP.
Oh god, that's right. I think I heard about this and threw up a little in my mouth.
It's like wow, they're doing a GXP sequel that takes place years later. I don't here's the thing. I actually like GXP for what it is. I don't think I want GXP's coming back and you aren't getting back because it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Mm-hmm.
Nabeshin.
Yes, Nabeshin. I don't think he's coming back for it. And it's I don't know if whether you're doing something different or not. I don't think you want to follow up a Nabeshin show.
Yeah, you don't want to follow a Nabeshin series with a non-Nabeshin
yes
reboot.
Yeah,
that's just bad times.
Yeah.
Like that would be doing Excel Saga without Nabashin. Like
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. But
Speaking
yeah,
of which, I would shit a brick for more glorious Excel Saga bullshit.
If Nabashin does it, yes.
Yes. Yes.
because he. You just named a good one. Because that was 1 second. I think that when you said Nabashin, it came to mind because he did direct it. It's I think it was, anyways. Narima Daikon Brothers. You could do a reboot of.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That would
Oh, that would be amazing.
that would suck if they tried to dub it though, because Chris Ayres is gone. I just
No,
feel bad if
it was Greg Ayres.
No, Chris Ayres is in that too, isn't he? I thought he was.
I don't think he's one of the main characters.
Oh.
1 second. I'm pulling it up. Pulling up Narima Daikon Brothers. Searching for Chris on the page.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Chris Patton.
Yeah, Chris Patton was.
Greg Ayres and Chris Patton. Okay, I
Yeah.
married them for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Narima Daikon Brothers. You could do something for.
That would. I would always accept more Narima Daikon Brothers. Yeah. But no, I would actually go back and I'd like to see more of like an El Hazard or a Ray Earth or something.
Okay, here's maybe an unfair question to answer because I think it's already happened. Allison wants to know, do you think Kiyoshiro would take the bandages off by the end of the show? I'm 99% sure. I don't remember if we actually remember seeing it. People have said he's taken off the bandages at like night scenes. We've seen him without them.
I've heard that too.
And like I haven't cared enough to check, but like I have no. I want the bandages to do nothing because it's weeb. It's weeb anime thing.
Yeah, the
Like
bandages.
it takes small and there's no hand there.
Yeah, like the bandages do nothing. I don't know if there's going to be like a big moment where he takes them off and it reveals it does nothing, or they just forget about that joke completely and never address it again, but the bandages do nothing.
Yeah, if they actually did something, I would actually be disappointed, to be honest.
A little bit, yeah. Especially because now we already got his ultimate evolution. Like, okay, where do you go from here?
Yeah.
Like, what sort of secret power do you have that doesn't involve Amphimon?
Yeah.
Getting irritation.
To me, the very instant they actually try to say he has some special power or whatever, and it's not just him being a freak out weeb, it worsens stuff.
The power of eczema.
Yeah.
Like, they've done a generally pretty good job of not having any supernatural influences other than Digimon, so if there
has been. There have been actual ghosts, but the show ignores that they're actual ghosts after everyone goes, wait, was that a real? And then they do the Scooby-Doo, go, 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 ghosts! And then
but for Kiyoshiro to end up having a supernatural power or something, that'd be stupid.
I actually really liked the next question when we sent into the Curious Cat. When I saw it, I'm like, that's actually a good one. Which Digimon do you think would work to have a not fully recolor like Kithylamon?
Not fully recolor.
I actually like that term, and I may steal that. Because, like, it is like a recolor, but they, like I said, they did kind of redesign stuff. So I'm trying to think, like, who would I want to see? I think you have to do.
Too many I'd want to see.
You know what I think you do? I think you have to do something stupid, like someone sees Justimon, and it turns out it's a different Kamen Rider inspired Digimon.
In Justimon.
Although there's already 3 of the motherfuckers because they did that stupid thing where they've decided each arm mode is a separate Digimon now.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I'm trying to think who else would like work for that.
I would take a recolor of Vmon.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, my natural answer in general is like Dorumon because
wait.
Oh my god, make it fluffier.
Vmon's a cheat. We already have that. His name is Gamamon. Little tiny dinosaur that likes to eat, and it turns into a flying thing that's blue. A red thing that's fire.
I wasn't thinking blue to white. I was thinking blue to either red or black.
And a thing on all 4 legs that stumbles around and runs. And for some reason, in Wezin's case, runs quickly. The one time he did that, I was like, wow, that's weird.
And my only reservation with saying Vmon is that we're talking about a not fully recolor, and honestly, a fully recolor of Vmon and make him like a black Vmon he'd be a shit. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, just like, well, here's the problem. I actually have an issue with that for one reason. In my head, it's kind of just Ipmon because of the voice.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It is kind of
Like,
just Ipmon.
yeah.
As soon as I said that, it's like, wait, isn't that Ipmon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Same English voice actor too.
Oh, okay. Here's a good.
Oh, Mechamon's Wart.
See. No, here's the thing.
Oh my god.
A fan art that I really liked was someone who did Omekamon Merciful Mode, and you clearly see like that Omekamon has like marker scribbled on cardboard and has taped the wings to his back.
Yeah.
And he's put on like a fake he's put on paper on the front of his chest plate with different colors.
Oh god, if you find that again, please link it to me.
I will see if I can find it.
I want the whole series of that now. Like, yeah. I want Omekamon Ultra S and all that.
Yeah. Just have a bunch of Omekamons doing shit like that.
Yeah, just all the different Omegamon forms.
Oh my god, wait, I found it. 1 second. I searched in another window and I found it. 1 second. That will not paste into the chat, but...
Oh god, I love that.
Oh,
we're like, he's clearly just taped and he's still putting together the wings and everything.
He's got one wing
okay,
on.
so here's a short one I like. During the sequence, did you think Kyushiro would be an Amphimon like a Megazord?
I was kind of hoping.
So it's a rare case where I would have accepted, but I wasn't expecting it because the other two didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, that's just too inconsistent.
Yeah. Like, I think
maybe if you'd done it only in the sequence and like at the last second ejected him out or something, maybe. That would have been funny.
Here, wait. Because a few people asked, I will see if this will paste in. I suspect it will not. Oh wow, the link won't even paste.
Damn.
Just drop it in the Discord general out of context.
Yeah.
Just no context, put it in fan stuff or something.
Well, no, because I want to track down the actual artist link and do it there. I will put it in fan stuff when I track down the actual artist, and you guys can check.
Yeah,
there.
there's a name in there.
Yeah, there is. I will check. We will figure out to actually give the person the proper credit and everything. Because here's the thing: the actual link is bigger than can be pasted into the YouTube chat. We will make sure that goes into the Discord fan stuff room for sure. Because yeah, I do want to share that because that's an amazing image. Let's see. Pull questions back up. Have we considered doing any sort of game night between yourself? Technically, no. In actuality, yes, because me and Dev have played games together.
Yeah, and I've done a couple. We did that one game together where I did that, tested out my Digimon Cards Against Humanity deck with you and May and a couple other people were there.
I don't think I was there for that.
Oh, I thought you were. Someone pretending to be you, maybe. They were very convincing.
I don't think it was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it was just me and
it was a cardboard box dressed up as Mark.
Yeah. It must have been Omekamon.
Me and Dev have occasionally played like beat 'em ups together. I remember we played Streets of Rage 4 because we were testing a new feature of Steam that's their ability where you can share games with people who don't own it.
Yes. I think there was like one other thing, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was because there definitely was something else. I just don't remember. But it might have been Double Dragon Neon. But I don't remember either, to be honest.
Everything is a blur.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Would we like to see a Digimon anime that actually focuses on the card game, like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a Vanguard? I don't really know if I'd find... Like, here's the thing. Like, that exists. I don't see that Digimon... Like, here's the thing. That was, like, what Tamers was supposed to do, and...
Tamers, yeah.
Literally, everyone involved with Tamers was like, yeah, that was boring as shit, and we kind of just forgot to do it half the time.
Yeah, they moved past that as soon as they could.
Yeah, like it's bo- it's boring because they actually have Digimon stuff to do.
Yeah.
I think literally the only thing that everyone actually remembers from that is Terriermon with the hammer.
Oh, and Gilmon with wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but Terriermon with the hammer is the better of them. And
And Leomon using Lady Devimon's attack was pretty badass too.
last chance in chat for questions. The one someone sent was, we have not liked the Digimon theme event drinks. They're wondering what would we come up with that we would actually drink based on a character.
Something that's not some
Something that's
horrible
not
colored
mixed.
concoction in
Yeah.
a mug.
Yeah, it's weird. Like if I'm at an event and it's like there's an actual open bar, I'm the person who'll be like, I'll take a ginger ale,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, or I'll take tonic water. And then they'll look confused at me. With what? Tonic water.
Look, at many
Give me a lemonade.
at many anime conventions, the hotel bar comes up with anime-themed alcoholic beverages. Give the people who come up with those a whirl at the Digimon characters, and those might be decent.
We do not need any more. So this is tea. We put in a bit of flour syrup, and there's a single marshmallow or strawberry in it.
Must
And
have.
it's a completely
Eh,
opaque mug.
Yeah.
And if it's Goemon, it has to be a sesame seed.
Yes. And here's the thing. You'd think that we've mocked that too much. I really feel like we haven't, when like, because they've done it 2 or 3 times.
If they haven't gotten the message yet.
Yeah. Because like literally the one, I think it was a Koshiro drink a year or two ago. It was oolong tea, strawberry syrup, a single marshmallow floating in it, and then they
No, that
had
was Sora's.
no, Sora's had like a strawberry floating in it or something. They did it again,
And it was
and
Miyako. It was Miyako that had the one sad
the marshmallow.
marshmallow.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. Yeah. But yeah, there's still. I mean, we're gonna get another one, I'm sure, because the
Yeah.
Zero 2 movie's still a
Because
few months away.
see, here's the issue, and I think AR is the one who said it. I think all 3 of us are more likely to just go, I just want this drink. I do not want stuff in it. I don't want like it to be this weird cloudy green color. I don't.
It takes
Looks
work
like an
to-
abomination.
I do not want green eggs.
Yeah, it takes work to make a drink orange, unless it's orange juice. So
Yeah, I believe some of the Tai Chi ones actually was it's soda water and they mix in mandarin orange juice and then they put an orange slice on top and then it's Akumon. I will say I would at least be willing to try some of the horrible looking ones, not any of the ones that look cloudy. Where you look at it and it's just like it looks like gloop in a cup.
I'd be willing to try them. I would not be willing to finish one.
Mattia says, do we miss when the Digimon anime had a plot? Ghost Game does have a plot. It's just unfulfilling and they don't do anything with it.
Yeah, like I guess, but I'm still solidly entertained by Ghost Game. Like I'm sort of lowered my expectations to the point where it's like, yeah, this is
I'm
still
entertained
fun to watch.
enough for one key reason is from the very beginning I said exactly when the show was going to end. Is that it was going to be after a full year when they were back on the normal cycle. So I was always like mentally, this is exactly when the show's going to end. It's always going to be at this point for me. So as long as they don't go past that point, I'm entertained enough to keep going. If like the show was hitting the hundreds, I'd be like, at some point I'm gonna not be able to keep going mentally.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's easy to be entertained when you understand it is a finite thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like we got 8 episodes left. Like, okay, I can handle that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they still have not technically said if it's being replaced or what's replacing it, even though we realistically know exactly what's replacing it. And I will say I've somewhat enjoyed seeing people go, "Is this replacing Digimon?" People going, that's not going to replace Digimon. And I'm just like, they haven't said it, but 99% sure it's going to be those fucking sunglass guys. So we will see.
Woohoo.
Yeah, that is it for questions. AR, what have you been doing and what shall you be doing?
I did answer a Tumblr question last week. It was more of it was somebody wanted me to categorize the Digimon based on generations like the way Pokemon does. And I'm
Oh
like,
God,
no,
no!
my answer was there's OG and there's everybody else. That was the
Oh
answer.
God, the weird thing is the people who are most likely to like deeply try to compare Pokemon and Digimon are also the people like, you can't just compare them like that. And then they'll be like, what's generation 2? It's like, no.
Yeah,
No.
that's like I didn't take the bait on that.
Yeah.
My only thing was that X Evolution are Gen X. That was my
Oh,
punchline.
that's horrible. Allison,
Yep.
save that question for next week. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
You know what? I really, really, really want French fries right now. So,
Podemon?
yes.
That's a good one.
Oh, don't dang it! Now I want French fries too, and I just had Taco Bell like 2 hours ago.
Thing is, like, I make spaghetti and meatballs, but I just suddenly really want fries.
Yeah, sometimes you just get like a good craving for like something that has salt sprinkled on it. It just
Well, I'll
happens.
be raiding the pantry now. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And then I can be found with the will as always, although we do have a few quick bits to go over. Next week we will be Sunday instead of Monday because I will be covering Discotech stream. And then the week after, AR is busy Sunday and Monday, and I believe Dev is busy Sunday, so it will be Sunday next week, Tuesday the week
Tuesday.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will.
I've got my convention Anime Milwaukee that week. That's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. You were busy
I got
both days though,
invited out
right?
by my
AR?
friend.
You were busy.
Yes.
You were busy
Yeah, I
both days.
couldn't do Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday or Monday don't work for me in
Yeah.
that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remembered Dev clarified she couldn't do Sunday. I think she said it after you told me you couldn't do Sunday either. I don't remember. I just remember that like.
I remember being Tuesday.
Yeah, the Tuesday doesn't
we're
work because
we're doing that
yeah.
Tuesday. So.
And going to an arcade. Oh yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Be honest, Dev. If any game you want's there, what are the 5 games you'll be spending the most time on? If it's just whatever you want to do.
Mario Kart, definitely. I want to
Yep.
go to all the Crane games. Skee Ball. Some rhythm game. I don't know what the hell it's called, but it's very shiny and I tap things. And Guilty Gear.
See,
So it's funny you mention those choices because I'm really proud of Lucas. We were at the Mall of America and had to kill a couple minutes, and he saw the Mario Kart at the arcade there and was like, "Oh, we gotta play this," and I'm like, "Yeah, we gotta play this." So we do that. We had a couple extra points left, and he went around the arcade, and of all the things he chose, he picked Ms. Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man's
Ooh.
is great though.
Yeah, no, I saw
It
it.
is.
I was like, "Wow, it's a solid choice."
God, I like. It's weird. Like, I did not, as a kid, I did not live in the city I'm in, but family lived here, so I would be here on a normal basis. There were 2 arcades in basically the same center, and just like,
Yeah, I don't. It was the Mall of America, so I don't know how many arcades there, but
yeah,
the one we were at, yeah, Ms. Pac-Man.
yeah.
Respect.
Miss Pac-Man is such a good game.
He didn't do
I
very well in it,
I
but
I would
hey.
very much like them to deal with the issue with Miss Pac-Man.
Hmm.
I've explained that on the show, so I won't go into it again.
Yeah.
They've pseudo dealt with it, and by pseudo dealt with it, I mean Namco Bandai won't do anything with Miss Pac-Man, but if their licensors want to deal with Miss Pac-Man, they can deal with it on their own. So there's still been like
Shenanigans.
there's still been like replica Miss Pac-Man arcade machines, but you can't just buy Miss Pac-Man a new version of Miss Pac-Man on Steam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would like them to deal with that because it if someone doesn't play Pac-Man, they won't get it. Miss Pac-Man is such a much better game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see you guys on Sunday. Thank you everyone for showing up, and catch you later. Bye.
I
Bye.